Welcome to another edition of Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut. And I'm your host, Jody Coleman, in the building. I know we took a little layoff, but we are back, man. I had to go see my grandson. But, man, I got a very, very special guest on the show today, among others. We got former NFL player TJ Barnes in the building. What's going on, my guy?
How you doing, my guy? You can hear me?
Man, I appreciate you coming. Yeah, I can hear you for sure.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming through, man. It's been a while, man. Tell me what
been
been
a
going
while,
on
but
with you, man. Talk to me.
I see you still got that Browns mess still up.
Hey, man, we not gonna do the disrespect on. We're not gonna do the disrespect on Against the Grain Sports, man. What's going on? What you into, man? You doing some coaching now? What's going on?
Yeah, so the last couple of years I played I finished off my career in the UFL. Went out with a bang, so my kids can see me play. And then after that, it was like a lot of soul searching, trying to find out really what I wanted to do with my life. And then I stumbled on coaching, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go be the best at that. So yeah, I've been coaching for about a year now. Right now, I'm currently at a school called Ambassador Christian. And right now, I'm just trying to. I'm the defensive line coach, and just trying to make my name well known in North Carolina to the point where I can get a head coaching job. So,
okay, we got. Okay, we got Michael, the People Champ Perry, in the building. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, man, it's all good on this glorious morning. You know what I'm saying? We've been away for a couple of days. A lot of shit that happened. So we're about to get into it for sure. Is Jody froze?
I think he might be froze.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I had okay. I gotta do my thing, man. I gotta switch my camera angle. Hey,
why don't you start with that camera?
Because listen, if you was a part of the show like you should, you would know why. But I'm not gonna go there. So we're not gonna do that.
You see the kind of shit that I walk into.
Listen, man. You see what I gotta deal with, TJ?
The day the Lord is made, and then you come with violence. Okay, T.I.
Hey, listen, I ain't just T.I., I'm like T.I.'s son. And listen, we can't do this without my man Jarrell, Solo on Sports Glenn, all the way from San Antonio, Texas, my guy. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing today, brothers?
Man, we outstanding, man. Like, we got my man TJ Barnes, play for the Jets, Bills, Chiefs in Carolina, correct?
Jets, Bills, Chiefs, Jags. You feel me? Can't leave them out.
Yeah, no doubt. What was your best stop? What was your best stop?
My best stop, that had to be when I was with the Jets, because they gave me the best opportunity to play. I was able to put my name out there. Played on Monday night for the first time. Just things like had tons of great memories with the Jets and stuff. Not saying that I didn't have good memories of everyone else, but it was the place that I was at the longest. So,
no doubt. Hey, Jets got to be good for something. What's up to my man Richard Norvell? He said what's good to the fellas. But today, man, we got a great show today, man. We got some NFL Combine. Talk about some of the guys that performed there, that didn't perform there, who stood out at the Combine, as well as we're going to talk about some NFL franchise tags, some transitional tags, a little bit different than the franchise tag. And then we're going to get into some college basketball, some very, very key games that's about to get into championship week, and some teams that really need to win because they're going to be on the bubble. We're not going to know how it's going to go. And a couple NBA topics. You know, the NBA kind of take a back seat when March come around for some odd reason. They take a back seat. But you know, it's still some good games. I know y'all saw that game last night where the Joker looked like he was ready to kill Williams. Like that look in his eye was not normal. So talk to me about that. You see that potential fight last night?
Yeah, man. Hey, the Joker has an intense look on his face. Everyone say he don't love basketball. I don't know if he loved basketball, but he sure definitely like he wanted to kill that dude last night, man. And I'm here for it. I like that type of energy, baby. We need to bring more of that on the NBA.
Hey, Mike, did you see that? What was your reaction when you saw that?
Well, finally, it was a game where the guys played, because that shit that happened on like Wednesday night, I believe it was. I had my TV set for both games that was coming on, and nobody fucking played. I was mad then and motherfucker. Had we had this show, I probably would have went on a rant. But last night, I liked the action, and now I'm gonna tell motherfuckers now. Joker from over there in the wars, from a war zone, and his brothers, when they don't like the shit going on, his brothers get to chirping in like, hold on, motherfucker, like, yeah, don't forget, we ain't from the trailer parks from around here. We on that war zone shit. Y'all niggas got fucked up in here.
Hey, we got my man King Minks in the building. He said Joker was dead serious last night, plus Dirk didn't trip him on purpose. I don't know. He didn't have to do that. That's my opinion. TJ, what did you see? I know you saw the highlight. His eyes looked like he was ready to do some bodily harm to him.
As someone who doesn't show like a lot of emotion, just like, yeah, I won a championship. I care about my horses and all that other stuff. It's good to see that, like, you care, like, you show some aggression, like, oh, this is important to you, versus it just being like, just a hobby that you're doing. So I love seeing that. I love this because it just shows that you care, and I know your teammates and stuff are going to thrive off of things like that. So
I like the intensity because it looked like a playoff atmosphere last night. But I do think that Dort, I do think it was slightly dirty because it's 4 other players on the court. You could have did that too, but you did it to the Joker to slow him up because he once again had another triple-double. But the Joker, why show intensity when it's time to fight? I want him to show some intensity and get out the goddamn second round. I know people don't want to hear this, but the Joker has not been out of the second round but one time in his whole career. And we crowned him as one of the best centers of all time.
One time.
He did it, huh?
But isn't
one time?
He went to the championship. He won it. But I mean,
he didn't just go. He won it.
He won the championship. Hold on. Every other year, he been in the league 9 years, and you want to put him in the top 5 centers. If this was Shaq, we'll be talking about how bad Shaq can't get it done. If this was Olajuwon, we talk about how Olajuwon can't get it done. But it's like when there's a foreign player, they get passes. All they got to do is win one time.
Well, Jody, I'm going to defend that a little bit because I started hearing about Shaq when he was in high school, right? I remember the McDonald's All-American game that he played in because he got a steal at mid-court and dribbled and dunked. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I've never seen a dude that big, that size, even be able to dribble, right? And then Olajuwon, he played at Houston. He was five slammer jammer. He was part of that crew. You may have been a little young for that. So David
Why do you
Robinson,
do that all the time? Like I don't know.
Hey, Joe, you
so
act like
could
you're
have only
27,
been
right?
4 years old. Like, come on, bro. I'm not hating on you, but I mean, shit. In '81, how old were you?
81, they didn't play in 81. They played the championship 84.
He was a senior in '84.
That's when they played the championship, right?
They came in at 81, 82 with Jordan. So how old were you in '81?
81, I was 4.
I wasn't even a thought.
Enough.
But I've been watching basketball. I can remember basketball back in football. I be remembering stuff from a long time. My brother do the same thing.
Joey, I don't remember. I know I watched some football when Roger Staubach was playing, but I don't remember that shit. The first NFL game that I remember was probably Atlanta losing to Dallas because my grandfather bet me and he took my money. I was only about 6 or 7.
That's what you get. That's what you get for messing with him. But hold on, what was your point with saying Shaq and Olajuwon?
So we heard about all of these dudes well before they even got to the NBA. So like we build up this stuff well before they get there. Tim Duncan, I could go on and on with all the people we knew about before they even got to the NBA. That set our expectation. We ain't even know the fuck about no Joker nothing until probably his 2nd or 3rd year in the NBA when who's this slow motherfucker giving buckets? And then,
well, we didn't hear about the Joker. You right, because he was a 2nd round draft pick, but we did hear about Luka Doncic. We did hear about Dirk Nowitzki. We did hear about Tony Parker. We did hear about those guys. Only person that went over there and has done these particular things is Tony Parker at a high level. Dirk did it. He did 1 year. And I'm not saying Dirk wasn't an amazing player, but Dirk did it 1 year, and it's like, okay, that his career solidified. He's one of the best that ever did it. But my thing is, when the Joker has done it, he's been the MVP 3 times, second place 2 times in the last 5 years, and got one time out of the second round, which he did win a championship. I will give him that. All I'm saying, TJ, what do you think about that? Why does it seem like the expectation for foreign players, they get a pass, but the American-born players don't?
I don't really think it's a pass or anything like that. I think it's just like Michael said, it's just like different. We knew about Shaq, we knew about all these players as a youngin or whatnot, and we watched them rise throughout the ranks. And then when it's someone like him, it's like, all right, he was a second round draft pick and don't really have any expectations or whatnot, but just to watch him go and ball and do the things he's done, and the time that he's reached the finals, he went in and dominated and won. It's like, all right, cool. All right, you get your respect. You get your respect. I don't feel like it's overcrowning or anything like that to say like he's one of the top 5 seniors. He hasn't passed like the second round in a couple of years. Cool, but it's a team game. It's a team game. You can't just say like, oh, it's all his fault when his supporting cast isn't doing what they're supposed to, or do anything like that. And so that's the lens that I see it as see it through. So
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to Soul, then we're going to get to our topics. I'm going to Soul. He said that the second round pick, you don't expect anything from him, right? You don't. So why the fuck do we expect something from Bronny James? Why are we expecting something from Bronny James? Then?
Oh, y'all expect stuff from Bronny?
Yes, they do. People think Bronny's going to be his daddy. But go ahead. So what do you think about that? Do foreign players get a pass over American-born players when it comes to success at an individual level?
Yes, they do. But I think, Jody, let's get ready to change. I think the market might have something to do with where they play. I mean, it's the Denver Nuggets. Maybe people really don't care that much. But I'm telling you right now, once LeBron leaves LA, Luka's about to catch all the smoke with the Lakers. If he don't win there, all that foreign shit, they don't give a fuck about that. Ice gonna show up this house and kick him out of there. He gonna be in trouble in LA, man. If he don't get it done, the Lakers expect championships. So all that foreign stuff gonna go out the window when it comes to championship for the Lakers. I think maybe market has something to do with it, but as of right now, I do believe foreign players do kind of get a pass.
But I think, Jody, I think you're right, and I'm gonna give you like some credit begrudgingly to be right about the question that you asked. You said, do they get a pass? And they kind of do, because we don't grow up like they not in nothing that we know about. Like the Joker might be in the modern era the best second round draft pick that we fucking even know of, right? And we've had several of these foreign players get drafted on draft day. We're like, who the fuck? Like, why did they take him? Like, right? And it'd be about 4 or 5 years later, and then you're like, oh, dude can play, right? But they do a lot of international shit. We don't see them. They don't show international basketball on nothing that we watch all summer when we waiting on football. I'm sure that they could be giving us whatever's happening across the water, and they don't. So we don't attach to those guys the way we attach to American players when we hearing about he was the best 5th grader in the world, and then the motherfucker be the best 8th grader, the best 10th grader. Then he goes to Kentucky for a year, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then he's in the league, and we didn't heard about this motherfucker since he was 10.
You know, you make a great point. We need to, that's an idea I got this guy. Maybe we can start streaming some of these games from overseas, and we can start getting the fan base and streaming in America. We got all these streaming apps. Why don't we start a streaming app and start seeing some international basketball? That might be a good idea.
Yeah, Jordan, this is different for other countries. You can think of a player like Luka. He moved out of his parents' house when he was like 14, 15. They start playing in this might sound crazy. Starts playing with grown men at a young age.
That's crazy.
It's different because like
it's completely different than what we do here in the United States. You think my wife is gonna let my son move out of the house at 15 because he's good at basketball? No, you're not doing that. So the other countries look at it different than what we do.
Okay. Final thought before we get to TJ.
No, I was just adding on to that because American players, we got the mixtapes, the McDonald All Americans. You do like the AAU circle, things like that. They don't have those type of things, at least not to my knowledge over there overseas. Like those guys, like you said, they move out, they go play pro, they go play for their international their country and things like that. So they're playing with grown men and stuff. So we don't see all that type of stuff over there, but we see everything over here. So we put expectations on these players and stuff like Sebastian Telfair, John Wall and stuff. It's like, oh, you see all the flashy stuff and stuff. So he's gonna go be great. And so when they flame out, it's like, man, you did all these great things and stuff, and like doesn't work out versus someone like Joker. He comes over here, second round draft pick. Don't really know much about him. Then we start hearing some stuff out in Denver, like, oh, okay, all right. And then he just explodes on the scene. It's like, all right, cool. Now we got to put him up there with the greats and stuff. So
I think, and just to piggyback on what everybody said, I think what they do is they keep us without being able to see those players, like Mike said, because they really want the game to expand, and they know if we look at them like we look at American-born players, they might not live up to the hype, and then we wouldn't get that international connection with getting some of these guys over here. Because for every Luka Doncic, for every Dirk Nowitzki, for every Joker, for every Giannis, there's Milicic. You know what I'm saying? It's some bums and it's like for every one great player we're getting like 15 bums, because a lot of those guys that Mike said getting drafted in the second round, we're like, who are those guys? Those guys never ever get an opportunity to play in the NBA. So I see what you guys are saying.
Hey, Jody, you see the NBA stole another one of our ideas. You remember on the show months, maybe been last year, when you said maybe the NBA should have put a league overseas.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that?
Yeah,
you brought that up. Now the commissioner doing his address, he was talking to everybody during the All-Star weekend. He brought that shit up. They're thinking about putting the teams over in Europe.
And let me address that for a second. I want to address.
Let me hear this.
Our brand. Y'all motherfuckers can borrow our shit, but at least start saying where the fuck you got this shit from.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is getting ridiculous where like motherfuckers is saying two things can be true at once. Motherfuckers is taking or want to run with Batman now. The first person I heard it from was Mace, and I kind of chimed in on it because I was vibing on that same time, but I'm sure that I done said it more than he has for the masses to get into, and it's just little shit. So look, we don't mind if you use our shit, but just shout us out or give us something so that we can continue to build our brand. Because just taking our shit and then running with it on live TV, that's kind of fucked up out
and
there.
TJ,
You know who you are.
And TJ, real quick, man, and what Mike is saying is true. No, I'm not just saying this. Soul on Sports when I met him, because I met Soul on Sports the same way I met you on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that me and him linked on was he said that, now mind you, this is like what, 5 years ago? Yeah. He said that the NBA All-Star game should be the Americans versus the world. I swear to God, on my mama, that's the first thing he said. You can go back to one of his TikToks. We had something on the show, but my man Ray, more than just a barber, Lindsay, he's not on the show. We have the gavel. And now I'm seeing Mason them use the gavel. We be like, hey, when we say something that's out of order, we be like, hey, get the gavel, B. We said that from day one. It's so many things, and I'm not saying that they not doing this. And this is just among the few things. One thing, TJ, I was at the gym and I'm watching First Take, and now at the end of First Take, guess what they do now?
What's that?
Final takes. Yep.
And then I gave them, and you're going to appreciate this being an NFL guy. I blessed these guys with Sam Darnold.
Oh, get the
last year.
Get that. Okay, all right. We let you get that off, but then you went too far.
So now.
Okay, Mike, reel it back in.
Yeah, reel it back
in. The rest of the world is talking about Sam Darnold. Trust and believe they heard that. There's a good chance they heard that shit right
I'm gonna
here. Me against the world. I was on my Tupac back then.
I'm gonna let that run. Donald, my nephew said Dirk did a flat-out unnecessary dirty play. The bump him one thing, but the attempt to trip him is crazy. Key Mink said, damn, Mike, even seeing Moses Malone play in high school game. Frost said, absolutely amazing. Donald said, if you play better team, you will lose in no series that he played in. He was not the best player, so I don't think it's unfair to paint the narrative that he's underachieving. He played in 7 games against the championship last year. And Porter, who was no shoulder, had the shoulder was out, and Aaron Gordon leg was gone. So he talked about that with them. King said the Joker, the greatest second round pick ever, probably so. And Jason, the hefty lefty in the building, he said that's the American way, Mike, to take people's things and call it their own.
Who said they saw Moses Malone play in high school?
He said you saw Moses Malone play.
Mike, you ain't that old,
we
bro.
on that kind of time.
Hey, that's what time we on today. But let's get to what we getting here for, man. We had some NFL combine standouts, and my man TJ, being a former NFL player, always been an NFL player at heart, championship caliber guy, came out of Georgia Tech, guys. I mean, so he was down there with Derek Shepard. They didn't play. They played the same position. Did you ever hear about a guy named Derek Shepard down there, like when you was there, TJ?
Nah, not at all. I mostly kept my face in my books and stuff versus trying to know about alumni and whatnot. So
yeah, he was there in '93. He played with the guy.
Yeah, that was way before my time and stuff. So
this guy has no gray hair, man. Would you stop talking?
No,
he's a 2000s kid.
No, the reason why I say that
I'm a '90s baby. I'm a '90s baby.
90 what?
90.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, the reason why I said, Mike, and I was asking TJ, because a lot of times you look at Ohio State, you look at Miami, you look at these schools, a lot of alums come back and you know about the rich tradition of those alums. That's only why I asked. But nevertheless, TJ, what did you see at the combine? What stood out this weekend? This week during
I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. I don't really like the combine from like the stuff that they're able to show. I'm more like the interviews, things like that, giving the one-on-ones to the coaches and being able to talk ball, getting up on the whiteboard, drawing out formations, drawing out blitzes and things like that. The underwear Olympics is like, it's okay because it's like there's a guy from Kentucky. He was a nose guard. I forget his name. Fast 40. I think he ran he was like 300-something pounds, ran like a 4.8, things like that. But you turn on the film, you don't see him, you don't notice him, and so that's why me watching the combine, looking at the underwear Olympics and stuff, it's not a big thing. Like, yeah, there's two guys, well, one guy from Ohio State, fast 40, broad jump, all this stuff, and then you see he has a brother did the same thing, like even faster. I think he ran like a 4.2
talking about
something.
The Styles brothers, Sonny Styles.
Yeah, the Styles brother. Like his pops must be like Captain America or something like that.
He played for Ohio State.
But like you turn on the film, you see the one brother, but you see the same guy and stuff. So like when watching the combine, it's like I get it. Like you can make your career, because I know there's a player I played with, Dontae Poe, came out, he was like 3.45, ran like a 4.9, but when you turn on his tape, everything matched and stuff, so we can take a chance on him versus like somebody going out there doing their thing and stuff. It was like the tape doesn't match. So it's like, yeah, like you have some winners and stuff, but it's like, does everything carry over from the film to the classroom to what you do during the combine? So
okay, you're hearing it straight from an NFL player's mouth. So on Sport, what do you think about the draft? What was the standouts, and what is your thought process when we talk about the combine experience?
TJ's right, man. I agree 100% about the combine. If you don't have a name, you can make your name at the combine. If you go out there and show out and run a good 40 time shuttle and nail the interview, say, you know what, man, we might find ourselves a gym. Next thing you know, you're moving up the draft boards. You might not work out in the NFL, but you'll get yourself a lot of money. And that's I think that's what I think a lot of players that already kind of know where they're going to get drafted, they don't really participate in this because they're like, I don't know, what if I have a bad day and I don't play well, I don't do certain things well, so I better not go to the combine. But I think it's good for the players that are trying to make a name for themselves, and we've seen it over and over every single year. Like I saw that Sonny Styles ran a 4.27. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that's going to work out in the NFL, but we do know the kid's fucking fast.
Yeah, no doubt. Jason the Hefty Lefty said that's Pick Central. That's where my nephew goes, Pick Central, and that's where Sonny Styles came from. And he also said they got a little cousin or nephew that's 10 years old, and he making a name for himself. If y'all don't know, their dad is Lorenzo Styles, a defense. I know Mike know who Lorenzo Styles is because I think you had a run-in with him at Ohio State. But I believe that's another story. But Lorenzo Styles is a freak of nature, and he has his kids that are freaks of nature. King Mink said Polk, TJ Polk is from his home state, Memphis, Tennessee. He said so.
Okay.
He's all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Eagles Philly in the building. He said, "Good morning, good brothers. Keep doing your thing. Stay safe and stay blessed." That's our guy, man. Always dropping the knowledge out of Philly. And then Jason said the guy that stole a lot of money is Mike Mamula. Mike Mamula out of BC made a lot of fucking money at the combine because he didn't do shit in the NFL. And then Michael, the people said, "Man, I know you were salivating when I asked this question because I seen it. I can't see it in your eyes. Take your fucking glasses off." But no, Michael, the people said, "Man, talk to me about the NFL Combine."
Well, first off, it wasn't Styles. It was Alonzo Spellman. A major confrontation. That would have went bad because I didn't have no pistol on me or nothing.
Both of them was nature though, Mike.
I think the Miss Lady was trying to get me killed. But anywho and anyhow, I'm so glad to have this young brother on here because I talk to these guys all the time about the eye test. What I see on film. Like the last time I seen Styles on film, Mark Fletcher was running through his chest. The first time he ever had somebody run through his chest. But we don't talk about that type of stuff on this show. You cannot disrespect the Ohio State on this show or
damn right.
Mysteriously, your mic will go out. Some rain will mess up your hairline. Just like it's bad shit that happens to you if you talk. I'm a man on an island by myself. If you go, well, Soul tries to, but they're his daddy. Yeah. So he really doesn't have any space to talk. They just whoop Texas ass every time they see them. It's like a little child. So I don't know what's going to happen in September. Pray to God Soul gets his manhood back. But anywho, so anyway, but the combine. So I'm pissed off at the combine, and you know I am because I literally got a guy who they say got pterodactyl arms, who was the most dominant defensive player in college football this year. And the concept in my mind is that, well, hell, motherfucker, if you don't want to play him on the edge, just drop him down to the 3 technique and let him do what Arnold did at that same position, and you will get the same fucking, you'll have a Hall of Fame defensive 3 technique that can play outside but really does his work inside against the guards and gets the interior rush and is going to get the same sacks he would have got outside. It's crazy. I hate the combine for elite players. I like it for fringe guys that are trying to make movement. Because for Simpson, for Carson Beck, for the quarterbacks that's going to actually throw, this might move the needle for them a little bit. But then you got a guy like Bain who is mysterious. He didn't even do any of the tests. He just did the interviews and the measurement. His interviews were great. The man literally said he don't have no hobby but football. He don't know shit about nothing. He ain't have no haircut. He ain't have no jewels on. That motherfucker came out the mud and went to the combine. And only thing they talked about was his arms are smaller than the arms they sound like Trump. Little arms, little arms. Like, I don't get it, but, this is where we are.
I see that. I am an official member of the combine. If I want to go do the combine, I do. Do I like it? I do. I'm going to go against the grain with you guys. I think the combine has made a lot of people a lot of money. I think it's one of the biggest job interviews these kids are going to have, regardless if they are successful in the NFL or not. I mean, I don't think the combine is what's making them not successful or successful. I think you got to get out there and play on the field. But I mean, what's wrong with letting these guys get to meet these every team in the league? They get to interview with all these teams. They get to go show what they've been doing in the weight room. You can't only so long fake thugs can pretend. And that this is a situation where you at least get in there and you at least get to show them that you can do a 40 time. You don't have to fake 40 times, a phantom 40 times where people are clocking you a second or two shorter, that you're going to get the accurate 40 times. Because it's amazing how you go to the combine, you run it 40 times, and then you get to your pro day and you run so much faster. You just got that much faster at your pro day. And then you got a situation where you can't fake the funk on the 225 bench press, the cones. You can't fake the funk. I don't have no problem with that, because football, I understand what you guys are saying. And TJ, you hit it right on the head. It's the Underwear Olympics. I'm not disagreeing with Saul or Mike. But what I'm saying is, at some point in time, this has been something that's been great. People have been wrong. We get narratives wrote. When I think the Tennessee Titans, when they drafted Chris Johnson, they gave him an F. They graded this dude an F, and look what Chris Johnson did. I love it because you develop a narrative. You love a player. You don't like a player. So I think that the combine is something that's a historical a landmark for the NFL, and I love it.
And so you mentioned Chris Johnson, and so when you go back and watch his tape at ECU, him running that, what is it, 4.23 or whatever, you turn on the film, it translates. Versus like the guy who hosts the record for the 225 bench, didn't play a snap. So it's like, it's one thing that us in the football world, like, oh, you can do all that stuff. You can run the fastest gasser. You can put as much weight up on the bar and squat and do all that stuff. But can you get on that field and push that man? Do you know how to beat the aggressive second guard? Can you go out there and reach? Can you scoop? Can you go throw that 9 route? Can you do a comeback? Can you run that 4.240 and do a comeback route without your blinker being on? Can you sink your hips like Julio Jones, who ran like a 4.4, whatever, who's 6'5", 230 pounds, and doesn't turn his blinker on when he's running a comeback or stop, or he sinks his hips trying to run like a post and things like that. And so I get it. The combine is for like the fans and stuff, so they can see the oohs and ahs of, oh, this guy's a freak. He's the next whoever and things like that. But does all that stuff translate over to the whiteboard? Can you draw up plays? Does that translate over to practice and stuff? Does that translate over into the game? And so that's why I have a problem with like the combine sometimes, because people get overhyped over guys who don't do nothing. Not trying to knock Sonny Styles or anything like that, but you don't remember him making any plays and things like. I just pulled up his stats and stuff. It's like, yeah, your 40's fast, but you're not making any plays. So does all that stuff translate over to the field?
Okay, Mike, go ahead. I know you want to say something.
And I'm going down the exact same lane. From a coach's standpoint, we always had this in high school coaching and college, a little bit I did. It was a player looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane, right? This is what I'm talking about. Jimmy Johnson, who is the architect of the Cowboys' whole run in the 90s. This guy got guys like Darren Woodson, who played linebacker in college, moved him to safety. He got Eric Williams out of Central State University. He got all kinds of dudes that weren't on the big boards of anywhere because, well, maybe Emmitt Smith ran like a 4.7 at the combine or some shit, but he could tote the rock, the all-time leading rusher. And this drives me fucking crazy every year because we watch so much college football and I see guys that can play. And then when it gets to combine time, and Jody, where I hate it is it costs them money because somebody is measuring somebody's ball sack. His ball sack hangs, to the left a little bit. That's going to affect him getting out the gate when the motherfucker makes 18 tackles a game. God damn it. That's what I'm watching on film. So if I was in a film room or when I've been in a film room, I'll never forget this shit. It was a kid from Troy, Ohio.
Yeah.
And he was being under-recruited amongst the MAC schools. The MAC schools. And I was at a MAC school at that time. And I just coached against him the year before. I said, look, man, y'all need to recruit this guy. He's Mr. Ohio. When do we get a Mr. Ohio that doesn't go to Ohio State, right? Nah, he ain't good enough to be here. The next time we seen that motherfucker, he was playing for South Carolina, toting the rock against Ohio State, killing them because he's running with a vengeance. Ohio State didn't want to be at the Citrus Bowl, you know, because that's where they were at that time, because that's where that program, they don't never talk about the Citrus Bowl years. But anyway, so Ryan Brewer was running his ass off against him. And it was one of those classic examples where I'm like, look, man, I got an eye for talent. I'd rather have an eye for talent than an eye for the clock any day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, real quick. So, give me a final thought on.
Final thought. I think the players seem like they're leaning more towards the pro days. Some of the players are, they're more comfortable in the pro day, and they know who's throwing them the ball. They're used to the field and the weight room and all that stuff. Seem like the players are more comfortable doing that. But hey, it's all good. Like you said, Joe, if they can make themselves some money at the combine, go for it.
Go ahead, TJ.
So, do you know what Jerry Rice's 40 time was?
Like a 4.7 something, 4.8.
4.7. 4.7. But when you turn on the tape, did you ever see him get caught?
Only once.
I
Probably
can say
once.
the same thing about Michael Irvin.
This is
Michael
the same
Irvin
thing.
was a 4.6, 4.7 guy.
But this,
So if those guys were to run their 40, you're like, oh man, he's slow. Don't take the chance on him. He's going to be a bust. Things like that. But like when you turn on the tape on these guys and stuff, for the guys who run these fast 40s, there's the high bench press and something like, do you see that same type of intensity on film? It's like more than less, like not. So it's like you said, like Michael said, you have to be a good talent evaluator and be able to like, do I need to take a chance on this guy? Does he perform well? Do I have the coaches in my building that's going to be able to take Sonny Styles and turn him into being like an all-pro or Hall of Famer type of player?
Okay, and I'm gonna say this. Y'all probably gonna give me backlash. If y'all have that same sentiments, then we need to stop fucking ranking players in high school and junior high then. Because what's
it's
the
terrible.
difference?
It's
What's
terrible.
the difference? We don't need to rank players in high school. We don't need to have them go to these 7-on-7 camps, these Elite 11 camps for quarterbacks, because guess what? They ain't playing with no pass on either. But we see and we salivate over these guys. We don't salivate on them over on the field. We don't be like, oh, this guy came from Texas and he can play football. They rank these guys when they go to camps. And if some guys can't afford to go to camps or they're not privy to go to camps, and TJ, you know, so you in the Texas area, I know you know, and Mike is a coach, so I know you know, and everybody out there know, if we're going to take away and we're going to criticize the combine, then we need to criticize the whole pipeline of football and how we're ranking players then.
I criticize the whole pipeline of sports altogether because I think it's bullshit, because at the end of the day, at least for basketball, you are looking at a motherfucker play and say, okay, that's unique for somebody to be able to do that. They're not just taking a motherfucker into a room and have him do a vertical jump, run through some cones and some shit, and then say, oh God, he's the greatest specimen we've ever seen. No, you still got to go out and pat the rock, shoot the three, show you this or that. It's kind of like my 7-stroke theory. Like y'all get on me a lot about 7 strokes or 7 minutes, but there's so much that happens. Trust me, ladies. It's a lot that happens in that 7 minutes.
Damn, you got a minute of stroke, Mike. You a bad Jimmy then.
So wait a minute. So 7 strokes or 7 minutes?
Hey, look, I'm the Mike Tyson of pussy. Like I get it done. I'm knock you out early. That's what.
Don't say that, because we seen his ass. The last time we seen Mike was his ass out on Netflix and it paused. But Jason said, what happened the next year, Mike, when Ohio State went to Central Bowl? I think we won it.
Oh, good Lord. Oh,
then he said,
see what I tell you? Then Jason got to be on this Ohio State shit, because the fans even start chiming in.
Jason ain't a fan. Jason, that's the hefty lefty. He on the show. He just not on the show. He said Daryl Green called everybody. Donald, my nephew, said he always say the combine was stupid. My thing is, you watch a guy play football for 3 to 4 years, and then you go to the draft and base him on what he does in a short T-shirt with no opportunities on the field. And my thing is, it's going to be I like the combine. I know you guys disagree. I think it's something like it's just a huge job interview. It's one of the best job interviews these kids are going to have. And guess what? When you go to a job interview, you still got to go perform on that job interview. And some of these guys do, some of these guys don't. I mean, I think the draft process is not an exact science, but they make more rights than wrong. Let's keep it all the way funky. The draft make more. We got more.
And you say that, but you look at it. How many quarterbacks are drafted in the first round that flame out compared to the ones that do have success. There's going to be a bunch of quarterbacks drafted in the next couple of years in the first round. Maybe a couple of them make the Pro Bowl or make an All Pro, whatever. And so you can't just sit here and say that, oh, they make more right decisions than not. Because Cleveland Browns, your franchise, how many times they've had a number one draft pick or drafted a quarterback or whatever, and they flamed out. Probably like, I think it's you guys on your 20th starting quarterback.
We only had one overall. We had
Jody,
two. We had Baker Mayfield, who won a playoff game, and we had Tim Couch. And we drafted Myles Garrett number one. We drafted Denzel Ward in the first round. So I'm just saying.
According to your logic, LeVar Arrington should have been the greatest football player of all time because he's 6'4.5", 6'5", 260 pounds or 80 pounds at that time. Looked like Mount Everest. And the most thing that I remember him for is roughing punters.
Hold on.
Whoa.
You talking about LeVar Arrington?
Hold on. LeVar Arrington was a 3-time Pro Bowler. He got hurt.
He got a lot of that Pro Bowl shit because of what happened because of his dimensions. LeVar Arrington, to me, the way they talked about him, he was supposed to be Lawrence Taylor on steroids.
He got hurt,
and I never saw that out of his
injuries was his thing.
So hold on, you got to jump in there. So is a Commander fan. No, don't let him talk about LeVar Arrington was that shit.
Mike, you don't remember him ending Troy Aikman's career? Your favorite quarterback? His last play in NFL, Troy Aikman. What'd you say, Joe?
I don't remember no LeVar Glover.
Troy Aikman don't remember him either because he knocked his ass out.
That's the only LeVar I know.
You got to think. LeVar Arrington only played like 6 years. He got hurt and made 3 Pro Bowls in his first.
I kind of get it, but what I'm saying is when this guy was at Penn State, I mean, they talked about him and Keyjana Carter like, dude, you can't miss. Like, this is everything. And I've seen several dudes that was in his that just played better than him. And I was never a fan, and it kind of panned out that way. For me, I'm not saying he didn't do nothing, but the way they marked it and built it, he was supposed to be.
Real quick, what's up to our man DJ Scano in the building? He said, what's up to the fellas? Jason just ran down a whole bunch of quarterbacks. JP Lossman, Patrick Ramsey, Pat Lynch, Brandon Wheaton. And he said, then Jay said, what about Courtney Brown? Now, Courtney Brown was something different. Go ahead, TJ. I know you was about to say something.
I ain't got nothing to say. Well, I do have something to say. I'm just saying, like, the thing is, there are more wrong picks made than right. And so, because if you look at the Browns, you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, you look at all these poor franchises who haven't gotten it right yet, whether it's quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, whoever the case may be, they haven't gotten it right yet. So it's like it's wrong to say, yeah, these guys are making the right decision, make the right decision more than less. So that's what I'm saying from that standpoint. So
I don't think it's fair to say that any organization, you name Cleveland, and we've been to the playoffs in the last 6 years 2 times, and we haven't really got the quarterback. But we have teams like Atlanta who ain't been to the playoffs in the last 6 years.
Man, you just fired your coach, so
I'm just saying. Hold on, but Atlanta
and you never been to a Super Bowl,
Atlanta
and there's nothing really to cheer about, but that jersey behind.
Has not been to the playoffs since they went to the Super Bowl. They have not been to the playoffs. That's
but
like
we've been to 2 Super Bowls.
It doesn't matter. I said
Cleveland Browns have not played in the modern era of football for nothing.
Take it where you want to take it. What I'm saying is they have not. They got a great draft. Atlanta got studs at down there every position. I think they're getting it right. But my thing is, it's not translating on the field, but that doesn't mean they're not getting it right as a draft. That's all I was trying to make a statement. Cleveland, just because they translate on the field. Because look at the Bengals. The Bengals, they got Joe Burrow, they got T. Higgins, they got Jamar Chase, and they ain't been in the playoffs in 3 years.
Their defense is piss poor. That's why.
Come on, man.
That's because you have to be able to make picks at every position, not just that. All right, I got the sexy Ferrari, I got the Corvette, I got the Jag at quarterback and stuff, but I got nothing but Nissan Altimas on my defense. You're gonna get ran through. Compared, you have to do a great job of evaluating talent and putting guys in position, not only in the draft but also in free agency, and putting a good nucleus together for your team to be successful. There are teams, like I said, the Browns haven't done a good job of it. The Jags are starting to come around a little bit. Who else? The Cardinals. And other teams have just been poor franchises for the majority of, like, at least since I've been alive and been watching
Cowboys,
football. So
you don't want to forget about them, right?
But you got to understand, like,
don't even put my Cowboys in this. Don't even
you're
do that,
talking to a guy. You're talking to a guy who drives around Dayton, Ohio, in a Bentley just because he likes to flash and dash. He likes to flash and dash. He does. Substance don't necessarily. You used to see some of the bras he fool with. Never mind. Anyway.
Yeah, don't listen to this dude. This dude is a sabotager. He's a sabotager. No, but and I know you a Cowboy fan, you Atlanta fan. And they said that my brother Jason, the Happy Left, said they're gonna have to replace James Pierce. He said his stupid ass, he probably won't even play football ever again in his life.
Yeah,
he's probably done.
Yeah. But let's talk about, before we get to the college and everything, let's get to some NFL franchise tag players. So I'm gonna go with you first. So the Cowboys have officially tagged George Pickens. What do you think about it? He had 93 catches, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Fantastic season. Why just not signing rather than franchise this guy if you think he's the guy that can help CeeDee Lamb in that offense?
Well, if they wouldn't have gave CeeDee Lamb $1 billion, maybe they had enough money to sign this kid to a lot of money. I think the smart deal was to franchise tag him. They only got to pay him for 1 year. I think teams are probably scared to give George Pickens a lot of guaranteed money because of his past with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't forget about when he was with the Georgia Bulldogs. He's got a short fuse, and he did kind of disappear in some of those Cowboy games last year. We got a chance to be the man when CeeDee Lamb was hurt. He kind of jogged on some of his routes, things of that nature. I don't know. 1 year deal, I think it's smart for Dallas to do that. If it doesn't work out, or even if they win a championship, which I don't see that happening, they can get rid of him after the year only on for 1 year. But if you sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal, you stuck with that headache.
Hey, TJ, you see his shirt, right? You see his shirt, right? You see his shirt, right? But TJ, what do you think about it? You're a Cowboy fan, but you also you are.
I feel like it was a good thing to get done. Get them the tag because they're gonna eventually get the deal done. They're gonna restructure some guys, restructure Dak, probably restructure CD, like restructure our left guard and stuff to be able to pay him. Because one thing you want to do is be able to keep that offense intact. We went from being like one of the bottom half offenses last year to being like top 5. And so that would allow us to sign him and then be able to solely focus on drafting and bringing in guys in free agency, defensive players and stuff. What we need to be able to fit that 3-4 front that we brought in the defense system from Philly to fit his system, the 3-4, and be able to excel at that versus like, man, we want to let Pickens go, so we need another wide receiver. Well, what if KC flames out? Need another wide receiver, this and then third. So we can strictly focus on the defensive side of the ball because I think we were like 27th in defense, one of the worst defensive rankings we had in Dallas Cowboy history. So get him franchise tag, being able to get him in a new deal or get him in the deal, and so we can solely focus on defense. I feel like a good job. I feel like we can get that done. So, and we will win the Super Bowl. I don't know what he talking about or anything like that.
Madden,
but
you got on franchise mode in Madden.
You say what?
It's called the Tecmo Bowl.
I don't play Madden. I don't play Madden. I don't play
play Tecmo Bowl. That's
Hey, Jason said they better get the same smoke the Bengals got for trying to sign 2 wide receivers. Remember, Bengals took all the heat for signing 2 wide receivers, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Michael, the people sent. What do you think about that, man? Franchise tagging George Pickens.
Well, it shows me that once again, Dallas is going to try to do the same thing over and over and over again, relying on Dak Prescott to get them to a Super Bowl, which has clearly played itself out. But I think Dallas is all in on the Super Bowl this year. They're franchising Pickens. They just signed the running back to a multi-year deal. Like, I think that they truly believe that they can hold their offense, improve their defense, that they can make a move and maybe get to a Super Bowl. I truly believe that's the thought process in Dallas. And though I don't agree with the trigger man, they're doing everything that you would want a team to do to show you that they're interested in trying to get to the Super Bowl, unlike my Atlanta Falcons, who went and got, anytime you hired a head coach from the Cleveland Browns, either
I
you're
agree.
getting Belichick or you're getting shit on a stick. And so we're going to find out real soon if the lemon peppers will be flowing at Magic City or not. But there will be at the Hawks game here coming up.
Yeah, they trash too. But anyway, I look at it like I feel bad for you as an Atlanta fan. Y'all just don't. Y'all just fucking trash. You don't get no love nowhere except for the
They
Braves.
got the Braves.
That's about it.
Hey, let me tell you something. Coming from a Cleveland Browns,
But I'm a Spurs fan
I don't
too.
even
I'm
hear
a
what
Spurs
you're
fan,
saying.
Ohio State fan.
I don't even hear what you're
Red
saying.
fan. Come on, man. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Only thing you gotta give me right now is the Browns. But my Spurs are whooping ass. I don't want to hear nobody mouth. But
Well,
no,
I know my Hurricanes beat that ass on national
y'all ain't got
TV.
no championship since
We got the tape.
2000. You ain't
We
had
got
a
the
championship.
tape.
We got 3 in the last 25 years.
Hey, Chauncey, we got the tape.
We got 3
We beat
championships
that
and we
ass.
whooped our ass in the championship game.
It
Don't
don't
forget
matter.
that one. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
don't forget that ass whooping because I know you
We
got
like
kept you
that.
from getting. We
you
kept you
probably
from
got
repeating. We
CTC,
sent that ass home.
CTE after getting hit in the head too many times.
I
But
know
yeah,
that. There's no
Jason said-
repeat in this motherfucker.
Hey, Jason said me saying the Reds is not a flex. Shut up, Jason. Anyway, that's my team. That's my baseball team. But no, on to real stuff. I'm sorry, TJ. The Cowboys got it wrong on this one. This is a player that they should have moved. You moving because y'all not winning the Super Bowl next year, but y'all do have elements and pieces because y'all got the draft picks from the Jets. Y'all got the draft picks from the Green Bay Packers. I think you continue to get draft picks. You got Dak Prescott. I think he got a couple. I know Mike doesn't agree. I think Dak got at least 2 to 3 more years at an elite level. I think this year you get rid of Pickens because I think a lot of teams would have gave you some picks. You brought him in off of a steal from the Steelers. I think you don't franchise him, don't sign him, find a way to move him, go get some other draft picks, and build like Jimmy Johnson built the Cowboys. Y'all got time. But my thing is, if you do that, I just don't like the Pickens because what Pickens is going to do, guys, is Pickens is going to ball out again this year. But then y'all going to go 8-1, and he's going to ball out a fucking again. Now you got a decision because you already got on the hook. You already got Dak Prescott on the hook. You already got CD Lamb on the hook, and you're going to have to pay George Pickens, and you're going to look like my brother just said. You're going to look like the Cincinnati Bengals, and then the defense is going to suffer. Why not go ahead and get ahead of the curve? Because y'all gonna go 8-1 and finish third in that division. Might as well go ahead and get ahead of it so y'all can in another year have an opportunity to go all in for the Super Bowl.
I feel like as though we can flip those first round draft picks to possibly get like a player like Max Crosby or things like that. We still want to keep the offense intact because if you can't score, you're not going to win. And so being that we have an elite offense, we don't have to. We can get guys in free agency. We can get defensive guys in free agency. We'll not have to pay a lot, but still can bring in out of the draft like someone like Styles or anything like someone like that. A linebacker, maybe bring in like another edge rusher, or flip those picks to go get a premium pass rusher like Max Crosby.
Y'all need some DBs, that's for sure. Y'all need some DBs.
Oh, for sure.
Well, DBs get better with pass rush.
But why don't you get Max Crosby? Max Crosby is about to be 30, and Max Crosby wants the same money y'all want to get a Michael Parsons. So what sense does it make to bring Max Crosby to Dallas, who you can't even guarantee? I love Max Crosby, but he misses a lot of games, guys. Go look at his numbers. He misses a lot of games.
He wants to play, and that's the thing. He wants to play. He's not going to be like, it's a little cold. I'm not going to play today. Or it's a little hot. Or I don't have the right Gatorade flavor today, so I'm not going to play. He wants to play. He's a dog. He's been hampered by injuries a little bit, yes, but the thing is, we need a premier pass rusher. Didn't want to pay Micah. I wasn't with it. Cool. That's what you want to do? Cool. But the thing is, we need defense, and I feel as though we can flip those picks to get something good in the free agency market, or we've done a good job drafting guys and stuff, so we're going to hit big on those two. So either way, whether case you put it, I feel as though Signing Pickens was a good job. Well, tagging him was a good job, so we can get him a new deal and keep that offense intact. So I'm like, yeah, we got 2 elite wide receivers, but I'm like, cool. No, I don't see the problem in having and not having that. So,
Go ahead, Mike.
Jody. So, first off, do we have a contract offer to this young man to be on the show more often?
This is my guy. No, this is my guy right here. Yeah.
Okay, that's good because he needs to be on the show way more often because I like the way he thinks. Second off, Solo Sports is on some bullshit as usual, taking these sunny pictures from outside with a goddamn t-shirt on when we got on sweatshirts and shit. And he got look at all that sunshine behind him with his hand on his hip and all kinds of shit. That's that bullshit that Soul be on. Like that's the subtle shit from the show that Soul be on. And nobody picks up on that. He's rubbing it in our face like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers cold.
No. Hey, no, he be getting us. Hey, TJ, he be getting us because he'd be like, yeah, it's Sunday. I got this brisket going. I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, we up here in 8 inches of snow, nigga. Like, what is you saying?
Yeah.
It's 80 degrees today. It's nice too, bro.
That's the time kind of time he be on. And then the last thing is, look, when we're talking about Super Bowl runs on this show, don't ever listen to Jody. He knows nothing about
nothing.
Nothing. So you just have to let him talk and let him bloviate. But I'm telling you, don't take it to heart. He's never seen Cleveland in a Super Bowl. So he doesn't know what it takes for his team to get to the Super Bowl. You got an idea. You've seen it before. You've seen it a few times. Soul's seen it a few times. I've seen it a few times. Everybody's seen it, but yeah.
That's cool. I'll take that. But we on our way. I don't want to hear none of that shit when we get there. Hey, Jason said if Caleb Downs fall to 12, which I don't think he will, Jason, that the Dallas Cowboys can take Caleb Downs. I don't think the safety position is. I don't know if the safety position is their Achilles heel in Dallas. But if you see Caleb Downs, you got to take him. Young Chris said, would y'all be willing to give up a trade to get Max Crosby? I'm gonna say no. I think me and Soul, and I'm gonna let Soul jump in on this one. We always talk about edge rushers. You probably get better off having multiple edge rushers than one. What do you think about this, Soul?
Well, actually, Dallas has everything else. Max Crosby would actually really help their team. I mean, they have everything. There's one thing the defensive end, Myles Garrett for Cleveland, he's their best player, and they don't have anything on the other side of the football. But I think Max Crosby will actually help the Dallas Cowboys quite a bit. That's why I don't want it to happen. But
my thing is Max Crosby might help, but then they have Michael Parsons, and I would think Michael Parsons is better than Max Crosby. Yeah, but that defense wasn't clicking like it is. I mean, the offense is really clicking for Dallas. So if they just had a little bit of defense, they would be a whole lot better next year. Okay, Mike, would you give up would you trade to get Max Crosby?
Sometimes 8 inches is too much and 6 is just right. So Michael Parsons might be the 8 inches that you're talking about. But coming down a little bit allow you to hit the spot because it's a better fit. So that's what I think Dallas is looking at is a guy that actually fits there.
Mike, just because you got 8, you ain't got to give them all the 8. You can just give them the 6 if that's what they asking for.
You got to be really skilled at that level. So a lot of folks just want to plow. But that's a whole nother thing. That's an episode for After Dark. But anyway.
Mike been hanging with Jerry Jones too much on the draft evaluation.
I agree.
Hey, TJ, last thing on this one. Jason said, great show, man. I'll catch up with you a little bit later, young bro. What do you think about that? Would you trade for Max Crosby?
I would trade for Max Crosby, but a more interesting, probably more sexy deal, a guy that's from the Texas area. I hit up Cleveland like, hey, y'all haven't won with Miles. Hey, yeah, he got the record and stuff, but hey, you got a chance to change the trajectory of the team. You got Todd Monk in there. I throw these 2 at you. I throw these 2 first rounds at you.
Hell.
Go ahead. Let's flip him. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I take it in
again. You haven't won with him, so hey, let's go ahead and do it. Let's see what's happening.
TJ, I'd take that in a heartbeat. I would have took it last year because we need more than just Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett is fantastic. Do I want to get rid of Myles Garrett? Absolutely not. But if we can get flipping, because Myles Garrett about to turn 30. And we know, I don't know what it is when it comes to edge rushers, cornerbacks, wide receivers, and running backs. When you hit the age of 30, it just seems like your superpowers go away for most. Sometimes you got the Derrick Henrys of the world. Sometimes you got the guys that can get past. But it seems like 30. Now, if you're 30 at quarterback, you just getting started. If you're 30 at tackle, you just getting started. If you're 30 at D tackle, you just getting started. But the other positions, it seems like you're running your course. But let's talk about some other guys. Some transitional tags. I'm gonna go to you, Mike. And the Jets are trying to do a transitional tag on Breece Hall. Do you think that this is a good move? Or like I said, running back come a dime a dozen, just let him go. He has a fumbling problem too. Would you do that?
Well, if the head coach can stay awake at the combine, they might
Oh
run.
man.
I mean, now I think it's probably overblown that he fell asleep. But when you with the Jets and you on the clock, as far as a coach, you can't afford moments like that. Because trust and believe, this shit gonna come back up as it goes. But man, running backs, I love running the football. I believe it's necessary. I don't think that all humans are created equal. But the position that is most translatable in all of sports is a youth league running back to a middle school running back to a high school running back to a college running back. All you got to do is be able to block it as you move up to the next level. You got to be able to pass block. But the runs don't change, right? You either run in zone, you either run in power, you either run in lead. Nobody runs the toss anymore, so you ain't even got to worry about that shit. Nobody runs the option anymore, so you ain't got to worry about that shit. So essentially, as long as you got two good sturdy legs and you're not shy from contact, you can find a running back.
Okay. So what do you think about that? Because I know the Redskins, or I'm sorry, the Commanders are in the market. If he is released and given the free agent tag, they'll probably go after him. What do you think about Breece Hall, potentially being franchised or transitional tag with the Jets?
Unfortunately, the running back is the most disrespected position in the NFL. He's not an elite running back. He's not on that level. He's not Derrick Henry. He's not CMC. He's not Bijan Robinson or Gibson and those guys. So I would probably just let him go. Like you said, if you can get some picks for him, do that. If not, let him go. Like I say, just a running back, and just got a whole lot more problems than just a running back. So I would let him go.
Very true. CJ, what do you think about that? You were a part of the Jets organization.
I feel like Breece is probably one of the only bright spots outside of Garrett Wilson that the Jets have on offense. So they need to make sure they have something going, because when you have a good running game, it makes it a lot easier for the quarterback and be able to open up the offense. So the defense will bring like maybe 8, stack 9 in the box and stuff. So it's able to help Garrett Wilson out a little bit when whoever they draft at quarterback or whatever, make it a lot easier for him and stuff. So you need that running back. Yeah, you got a little fumbling problem, whatever. Derrick Henry had the same thing early in his career. Adrian Peterson did also, until Eric Bieniemy got on him and stuff about it. And so, that goes with you. But you can't let one of your bright spots of your offense just be able to just walk away for nothing. So put that tag on him, keep him home, pay him, or just keep tagging him every season. Tag, you're it, until this run his course, and then let him be on his way. But you can't let one of your staples be able to just walk away for nothing. So I feel like the Jets need to tag him, get him under contract, and be able to help your young pieces out. He's not the elite running back, but he's in that next tier of running backs that you would, count on to help your offense. So,
TJ, what school did Garrett Wilson go to?
Garrett Wilson, I think he went to Ohio State.
Oh, okay. I'll just check. I forgot what school he went to.
Here we go with the bullshit.
But this is
Jody. Let me tell you this. The problem with this running back we're talking about is his name. The motherfucker either needs to be Bryce or Brian. This Breece shit fucks him up all the way around. Who the fuck's name is Breece? Like, will you trust your company to be run by somebody named Breece?
This is the thing, Mike, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I would let him go. I mean, this is what the New York Jets need to do with their whole fucking organization. Ball this shit up.
Oh my God.
That shit away. Reason being, they just need to start from fucking scratch. Let Breece Hall go. let Garrett Wilson. Y'all motherfuckers need to just draft a whole new coaching staff, organization, owner. I know my Browns are bad, but if the Jets are worse than the Browns, which they are, oh my God, man, they don't know. At least we got something. Like Mike said, you got to do something good. You got to play defense, offense, or special. You got to play something good. Cleveland at least can play some fucking defense. The Jets ain't even good at defense no more. Y'all let Sauce Gardner go. You let Williams go. What are y'all? They just let Jermaine Jones go. I mean Jermaine Johnson. What the fuck is y'all doing?
I'll counter back on Jermaine Johnson because he did. I think that was Salah's guy, and he's back with Salah now. He was just coming off not an ACL, Achilles tear, and they usually say in that second year that's when you start to get your groove back. And now he's in that second year, so he should be getting that groove back. And I like them trading for Sweat because now they have my former D-line coach back with the Jets, Carl Dunbar, who was able to turn me into a monster. He was responsible for Sheridan Richardson, Muhammad Wilkerson, Dame Harrison, all those guys and stuff. Even I forget his name. He was just inducted in the Hall of Fame a year or two ago. DN from from Minnesota that played at Kansas City.
Jared
also
Allen.
Jared Allen, responsible for his help him turn the corner, things like that. So they have him back in the house, and so you're able to get a guy who hasn't reached his full potential in Sweat. I think it's like 6'5", 350, who can move, stop the run, rush the passer, things like that. So you need that middle staple in the middle to be able to take on those doubles and things like that. Bring more attention to him so guys on the outside can eat. And you let Tremaine Johnson go and be free with his old head coach. So I feel like that was a good move in itself. But yeah, I agree with you as far as like, especially like they need to see if they can get out of the ownership with Woody Johnson. I don't feel like he's the best owner. He's probably one of the worst in the league. So just find a way to get from under him and just clean house in a sense of. I feel like if you get rid of Woody, then things will go a lot better. You won't have an owner that has his hands so much into the ins and outs of the daily goings with the New York Jets and stuff. You need more of a owner like that they have with New England, something like that. So who's more hands off. We let the football people do what they do, and I'm gonna do what I do as far as like cutting checks and stuff. So
I think Woody Johnson needs a scandal. There's no scandal. They're not gonna make him. They're not gonna make him sell his team. They got to go through his emails, see if they can find something, find a way to get rid of it.
Hey, so it's crazy work that he said you got to get from up under Woody. I mean, I just don't know where we're going with it. Hey, what's up, Lester Johnson? He said outstanding top. That's another one of our guys that was in the NFL. Lester Johnson. So we got a plethora of guys that play on an elite level of the NFL. TJ Lester. Last but not least, before we get to the college basketball, because we got some great games going on today. Soul on Sports. The other guy do you think the Seattle Seahawks, which they haven't done yet, should they franchise tag the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker III, or do you go ahead and say, you know what, we got Chavanall, we're the Super Bowl champs, we can go get a running back. Do you think that they let Kenneth Walker go, the Super Bowl MVP?
Well, they're about to get new ownership, so we don't know what the new owner mentality is going to be. They saved a lot of money on the quarterback. I mean, he just won a Super Bowl. He's not making $50-60 million. Just they do have money to spare. They have a lot of young defensive players. They're going to have to sign here pretty soon. I would probably let him walk. I don't know about Chavano being the replacement because he did get hurt like towards the end of the season. He might not be ready when the season starts, but I would probably let Kenneth Walker walk. Did that make sense? Let Walker walk out. Let him walk away.
The Super Bowl MVP, boy, that's crazy work. TJ, what do you think about that? Do you franchise Walker or do you let him walk?
You franchise tag him because he was the only bright spot of that game. When you go back and you remember, like, man, do I remember Sam Donald doing anything busy till like the third quarter? Nah. Do I remember Drake May doing anything? Nah. Whatever. Do I remember like JSN doing anything nice? Nah. He was getting clamped up. And so it's like my only bright spot that was able to carry us throughout these playoffs was him. So it's like, why not keep him intact, franchise tag him, keep him in house, and then like you say, I forget the second quarter, not second quarterback. I'm sorry, the second running back is like, all right, cool. I think he tore his Achilles or something like that. So it's like why not? Why keep, you got Sam Darnold on the contract? you got your Super Bowl MVP, you got him tagged and stuff, so you're able to pay Leonard Williams if his contract is up. You're able to pay all the other guys in the secondary, things like that, to keep this nucleus intact. Versus, all right, cool, because every Super Bowl winner is going to get their team ripped apart, like, because guys are going to throw boatloads of money at them so they come join their team and bring that type of culture to their team so they can potentially win a Super Bowl. I wish the Dallas Cowboys operated like that, but that's a conversation for another day. But I think they should pay him, well, tag him, pay him eventually, and get keep that nucleus intact so they can possibly defend their Super Bowl.
Okay, Mike, what do you think? If you Seattle, do you tag Walker or do you let him walk? No pun intended.
Man, shit, I let him get to stepping because at the end of the day, they had the other running back that got injured, who was actually kind of outperforming him earlier in the year. And being that they got the Super Bowl dub, now you got to be looking at, okay, how do we keep this thing going? How do we manage our salary cap? Where do we need to spend money? So forth and so on. So when you kind of like, you know how it is when after you get that first one off and you playing with house money, everything is wide open. You can do anything. You become Superman. There's nothing that you can't do on the second go round or that you won't try because you got, you already been the man. So, I mean, that's what I would do. I wouldn't allow my franchise to pay out a lot of money to any individual player except for Sam Darnold in that whole thing, because you got to keep the trigger man. That's the one person you got to keep. But everybody else is kind of stuck.
Eric, Eagles Philly said, did y'all hear about Chris Bosh? Yeah, I saw him. Prayers go out to the Chris Bosh family, man. Up in a pool of blood. We're not sure exactly. We just know we're praying for him with Against the Grain Sports. Lester said, no chance. Kenneth Walker's a dog. Franchise tag him, and his backup had surgery. You have to keep him correct, big fella. Talking about TJ. He said, keep the team together to make a run it back. King Ming said, let him go. Get running backs from. You can get a running back from anywhere. And then Jason said they gotta pay Jackson Smith and Jigma too. Me personally, I'm going to sign Kenneth Walker. I think I'm not tagging him. I'm going to find a way to restructure his deal now. So when you gotta sign Jackson Smith and Jigma next year, you can renegotiate Walker's deal next year. We know, like Soul said, that Sam Darnold is on a very much pedestrian quarterback contract to have won a Super Bowl. I think he's only making about $32 million a year, which is a steal in the world of quarterbacks when the other guys that ain't won shit is making $50 and $60 million. So my thing is, sign Walker. Why are we flirting with this franchise tag? He's already proven that he's a great commodity towards this organization. I understand you can get a running back from anywhere, but if you could get a running back from anywhere and he be successful, why the fuck y'all ain't did it yet? Y'all went in when y'all was able to get Marshawn Lynch, y'all won a Super Bowl. When y'all don't have Marshawn Lynch, y'all don't win the Super Bowl. Y'all got Kenneth Walker, you win the Super Bowl. You don't have Kenneth Walker, I'm not taking that chance. I'm going to run it back. Kenneth Walker is a stud. This guy showed you down the stretch what he can do in the playoffs. This guy had like 6 rushing touchdowns in the playoffs. That's elite level running back. That's Emmitt Smith type of productivity in the playoffs. Why are you going to try to take a chance? This is the same situation that they had over in Minnesota, and Minnesota fired their GM because they got rid of Sam Darnold. So why the fuck would you get rid of something that works to see if something may work? That doesn't make sense. Sign Kenneth Walker. I mean, y'all don't pay running backs for pennies anyway. Pay him $11 million a year. He'll be happy on a 3-year contract. That'll probably be his duration of his career. 3 years, $11 million, $33 million, $20 million guaranteed. Call it a fucking day. Quit being so fucking cheap when it comes to running backs, guys. That's crazy. Jason said they get him on a deal similar to Williams, talking about Williams with the Dallas Cowboys. And then Lester said, absolutely, Jody, man, that's proven running back. And then King Ming said, I want Walker to get his money, though. I want running backs to get their money. I'm tired of this bullshit, man, where they don't get any money, man. But nevertheless, when we got to get to college football, TJ, you still got a few minutes or you got to run?
Oh, we good. We good.
All right, let's get some college. We're going to make a transition, guys. We're going to get crazy, no pun intended, transition to basketball. And we got some great college basketball. And right off rip, Solo on Sports, we got the number 11 Virginia Cavaliers. They're going against the number 1 Duke. team that's playing in Cameron Indoor. Virginia getting zero respect. 3 losses on the season. Can they go into Cameron Indoor and beat the #1 team in the country?
Yes, I think this. I mean, it's not a huge upset, but I got Virginia going on the road and beating the Dukies. I think I can see that happening. That, like you said, the respect they're not getting, they'll get if they go in with beat the #1 team in the country. I got them winning today.
Okay. TJ, what do you think? Number 11 Virginia against the #1 team in the country. Can they pull off the mini upset?
Anything can happen, to be honest with you. Because I watched the game the other night. Well, I think it was last night. The team was 28-0, and they end up losing versus a team who I think that probably won like 10 games or whatever. So anything can happen. I'm pulling for Virginia. I'm not a Dookie. At all. Played at Georgia Tech and stuff. So anything Duke, I'm always wishing bad for him.
You got a brother in arms right here in Michael the People's Champ.
Mm-hmm.
I already know who he's gonna pick. Virginia on the road against Duke. Who you got, Mike?
I mean, this is like a $2 whore at the end of the night. I'm easy. You know I'm picking Virginia. I mean, my Carolina Tar Heels have beat both of these teams. I mean, we waxed both of these teams like they was nothing, trash, garbage. So we don't have nothing toward. But I would say, maybe it'll be a good day for the Cavaliers, and we all can live peacefully without hearing all the slurpage of the national media on 2-inch boozer who jumps over a phone book, and they want to make him National Player of the Year for reasons I can't even come up with, because to this date, Caleb Wilson is tearing through all of the #1 through 3 draft picks. He's beat all
of them. Real quick, Miami of Ohio won last night.
Yeah,
that was the team. They won last night.
Mm-hmm.
They still, because he said they still undefeated. Jason said Virginia's a good ball club. They got 6-year center in the middle, but the guards are really good. I think in this one, Virginia is a team that don't get a lot of respect in the ACC, but I think Duke is. I think Duke at home is already got an added advantage. I think Duke can win it. They're #1. They're going to be a #1 seed. They're going to be on the #1 line. I don't know if they can go through and beat North Carolina and try to get their get back. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do think Duke could win today, even though Virginia's a very, very good team. 25 wins and nobody talking about them is crazy work. But we're going to talk about the Cavaliers on Against the Grain Sports. They got a freshman out there in DeRitter. That kid, I think I'm saying his name right, but the kid is a 6'9" freshman. Just because he's Caucasian don't mean he can't play. He can play. The guy can play some basketball. King Mink said Virginia has a good quiet season. That's no one that's talking about. Not that's why I don't like the fact that we're going to talk about him on Against the Grain Sports. TJ, the next game we got Seton Hall that's on the bubble at 19-9 going against number 6 UConn, who basically put on a fucking clinic against St. John's, holding St. John's. I think they missed 24 straight shots against UConn. I've never seen a defensive performance in all of my years of watching sports. UConn playing with a championship type of mentality and energy up in that stadium. Can Seton Hall pull the upset?
I don't think so. Like, with the pedigree that UConn has and things like that, I don't think that with UConn being the number 6 ranked team gives it up to Seton Hall. I think they're going to go up and finish business. I believe they're like a double-digit favorite in this game. So, I mean, their defense has been stifling. Recently over their win with, I think you just mentioned it with St. John's and stuff. So, and like Seton Hall, they play slow. They play tough, and they've shown they can make games ugly. But I believe like their offense is ranked like bottom half in the nation. So if I'm a betting man and I want to keep my money and things like that, I'm gonna put my money on UConn.
Okay. Michael, the People's Champ. I don't think Terry the Hare is walking through that door, but do you think that Seton Hall can maybe potentially upset the number 6 team in the country, UConn?
As my man Rob Parker likes to say, no way, no how. I don't see Seton Hall winning this game. As you mentioned, the great Terry the Hare is not coming through that door today, and I don't see it. I think the Villanova is a tougher matchup for UConn than Seton Hall.
Okay. Who you got in this game, so?
Oh, I'm definitely going UConn. And like I said, they're starting to get that swagger back, that championship swagger. So I'm gonna go UConn in this game easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna go UConn, man. The energy that I seen, I felt that energy when they played against St. John's because they were trying to get some get back. You know, St. John's had knocked them off earlier this year, and UConn, I was very critical with UConn because the Big East is kind of weak. Let's call it what it is. I mean, you got Providence and Creighton and all these fucking teams, and the Big East is not the Big East. We grew up on TJ, so and Mike. It ain't the Syracuse, the UConns, it ain't the Georgetowns, it ain't those teams in the Big East pit and all those teams that used to go at it game in and game out. But I think UConn goes ahead and solidifies their number one seed with this victory. They have already got a tie, at least a tie for the Big East crown with St. John's. I think they go ahead and win the Big East and they become a number one seed. They win this game quite handily. TJ, Louisville, number 24 in the country, going against Clemson. Clemson is a very good team. ACC, the middle of the pack. Who you like in this game?
I don't know. I don't really know because it's like, yeah, both teams are 20-8, I believe. Yeah, 20-8. Like Louisville's favored by like I believe 2 points or whatnot. And I don't know because Louisville, they have a strong offense, averaging like what 80 points a game, can blow games open from like deep and stuff. But Clemson has a tough defense. They're ranked high defensive efficiency and things like that. Struggling on offense lately, but they're on like a four, and they're including their 4-game skid. So it's like I don't know. I feel like this game can swing either way. Whoever gets momentum early and keeps it in the second. So. But if you had gun to my head, I'm probably going Louisville. Right here.
Okay. Michael, the people say, you got Louisville or Clemson?
Man, I got to think Louisville, they have the more talented team. But last week I saw that talent not level up when they played Carolina because Carolina is still depleted without Caleb Wilson. And they lost to Carolina at home, but I gotta believe that they want to make a statement. Tomorrow is March 1, and we know what time it is. So I think Louisville bounces back and gets a dub today.
Okay. And we got Ashley Light Bright. She brightens up the show. She says she's going Louisville Cardinals. So we got number 24 Louisville or Clemson.
Clemson's playing at home in this game, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go Clemson Tigers to get a win.
I'm gonna go Louisville because I think they got Mikael Brown Jr. is the only prospect that will probably go in the lottery in this game, and I think that matters when, like Mike just said, tomorrow is March 1st. This is when he's no longer a freshman anymore. He's gonna have to get out here. He's gonna have to start putting up 22, 24 points a game, and I think that he has that ability, and he's gonna shoot up the charts when it comes to lottery picks. Right now, a lot of people got him sitting probably at the edge of the lottery, at the back edge. I think he'll move to the middle front if he has a good performance right now and in the ACC tournament, and he will. Louisville needs to bounce back. I like them to win this game. Michael, the people saying we got number 25 Vandy versus Kentucky. Vandy was 16-0, and from their start of 16-0, they have lost 6 games. I believe they're like 7-6 during that span, and we know Kentucky is on the fucking bubble, and it's not the Kentucky we grew up on, guys. Mike, who you like in this one?
I think that Kentucky has to win this game. I mean, they're getting to the point where that respirator they own is on. You know, they about to pull it and say you're gonna have to breathe on your own, young man. And we know that that's gonna lead you to hospice care. So I got Kentucky winning this game out of sheer desperation. The Fighting Popes get it done.
Okay. So let's play. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Vanderbilt to beat Kentucky. Whoever thought Vandy had better basketball team than Kentucky? Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to Lionel Richie to take her business against Kentucky today.
Okay. Who you got, TJ?
I got Vandy also. I don't like teams who are fighting for out of desperation and stuff. And like you said, they're not the Kentucky of old when they had what is it, John Calipari out there and stuff.
Yeah.
So and it's tough. It's like you said, you never thought that you'd say Vanderbilt is better at basketball than Kentucky, but that's the today and age that we live in. So I'm going Vandy.
I'm going against Rand. I'm gonna agree with Mike. Ain't this fucking first? I'm gonna go Kentucky with this one. I think Kentucky Polk. I don't want to see Polk fire. And I think if Polk he can't get it done and he somehow don't make the tournament, he'll be on the first thing smoke. I don't care if you're alum. They don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky if you're alum. And Kentucky wants to win basketball games, and he needs to win this game because I think they're squarely on the bubble. They don't have enough quad one victories. They need this one. This will be a quad one victory that potentially will get them a higher seed and possibly get them in the tournament. I think out of desperation, I'm agree with Mike. They win this game, and they are Kentucky. This is the game. Whoo! So on. We talking about number 14, Kansas. We know what Darren Peterson's about. They're going against number 2, Arizona. I got some trepidations about Arizona. Who you got in this matchup?
Kansas just laid the smackdown to my Houston Cougars last week. They're looking good, but Arizona, that defense is nasty. I'm gonna go to Arizona to win this game at home, and Peterson probably gonna tap out probably at halftime. He'll probably get cramps again, like Mike said. He needs to drink pickle juice or something. Something's wrong with this kid. I'm gonna go Arizona to take care of business at home in this one.
No doubt. Light Bright, Ashley says she's going Kentucky with the last game. My man Sadiq said the all-season talk is elite. TJ, man, who you like in this game? We talking about the number 1 pick of the draft, and we talking about 2 other guys that could be lottery picks on the other side of Arizona. Who you like in this game?
I'm going Arizona. They're the favorite, and they should be tough to beat at home, but Kansas has already shown that they can hang. So it's going to be a marquee matchup, but I'm going Arizona. Mikhail isn't friendly. You know, the playing at home, the place is booming. And Kansas already showed. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with Arizona. I'm going Arizona.
Okay. Ashley said she's going Kansas. King Ming said Peterson will sit out during the national anthem. In this situation, man, I think I'm gonna go with Arizona on the road. At home. I think Arizona. What I will say about Arizona, which people are not once again not going to agree with me, I'm gonna go against the grain, is the kid Pete may need to stick around. I know he's been injured, but I think the kid Pete. At first, when the season first started, he had a 30-point game, and I'm like, this kid is the world. But he's not the best player on that team. The best player on the team is Burroughs. Burroughs is the best player, and I think that Bradley is the second best player. I think Peak is like the third best player on a team. That doesn't mean you're a lottery pick. I don't know what he's gonna do at the other level. He's 6'8". I don't even know what position he will play at the next level. But in this particular game, I like Arizona to win. Kansas don't play as well on the road as they do at home, so I will pick that. Mike, who you got in this game?
If Peterson took his Midol today and can survive the menstrual cycle and cramps, then I would pick Kansas. Now, if he's not filling up to par and he's cramping and yamping and all that shit, then Arizona's going to win at home, probably in big fashion. So it all depends upon the menstruation of Peterson for this game, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Okay. The next game we got up, Solo on Sports, we got Georgia Texas Tech Red Raiders without JT Toppins. They go against the number 4 Iowa State team that's clicking on all cylinders. They got Jefferson up there that's playing at an elite level, man. Talk to me about, can Iowa State defend home court?
Oh, yeah, Iowa State. I know you guys surprised them going against the Texas team. But I'm going to go Iowa State to take care of business at home today. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Iowa State wins.
Okay. Mike, who you got in this game, Texas Tech or Iowa State?
Hey, man, I hate what's happened to Texas Tech with losing Toppin. I mean, this almost reminds me of when UC lost Kenyon Martin, and then the wheels fell off of what could have been a championship season. So I have to take Iowa State, but it's just unfortunate what happened to Texas Tech.
Okay. Who you got, TJ, in this matchup?
I'm not changing course. I'm going Iowa State and probably by double digits.
Yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm gonna go Iowa State, even though Christian Anderson and Atwater and Petty and those guys over there at Texas Tech is going to play very well, because Christian Anderson had an all-world performance in their last meeting and was able to get a victory even with Toppins out of the lineup. But it's not going to be enough against that tough, tenacious defensive team in Iowa State. And I think that Jefferson is going to be a all Big 12 player this year for sure. So I like Iowa State to win this game. Their defense is just on an elite level. TJ, we got number 17 Alabama going against number 22 Tennessee. I think both of these teams should be in the tournament, but you know this is always a rivalry game, no matter if it's football, basketball, baseball, or table tennis.
I'm going to go probably Tennessee at home. Tennessee at home. Yeah, I'm going Tennessee at home. Tennessee at home. It's a rematch. The defense is the defense. I feel like it's going to get them through it. Get them through it. Give them the edge in this tight SEC battle.
Okay. So who you got in this matchup?
I'm gonna go Tennessee over Alabama. Do they smoke cigars after they beat them in basketball too, or that's just a football thing? Well, I'm gonna go Tennessee. I'm gonna take the Volunteers to get a victory today.
No doubt, Michael. The people say, who you got this SEC matchup right here of two Titans in the SEC basketball and football?
Well, I hate everything about Alabama. I hate the football team. I hate the basketball team. I hate Nate Oates. I hate everything about them. Third most to Duke, Michigan, and then there's Alabama. So I'm going with Tennessee. Rocky Top all day, baby.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's nothing wrong with it getting a little top. Nothing wrong. Hey, Ashley, Light Bright says she going Tennessee. I got to go against the grain, Ashley. Normally we agree, but in this particular situation, I'm not. I'm going Alabama. Alabama has the best player on the floor, and LeBron Phelan Jr. He's Phelan. He's the best player on the court. He's a lottery pick. He's going to be the guy. Like I said, March 1st. That's when your superstars need to come and play like superstars, and he's going to be a guy that maybe potentially take them on a long run in the NCAA tournament. Not to forget about his counterpart in the backcourt, Holloway. Holloway is a deep threat. Pause.
How you know that?
I don't. I'm sorry. But y'all got out. I'm sorry. He's a deep from three threat. But yeah, I think that they have more offense. This is a team that I really like. I like Alabama to start playing. They play one of the toughest schedules in the country, guys. Let's not. They went and play early season. They was playing everybody known to man. I love their schedule at the beginning of the season, which is going to make their run to the NCAA tournament that much more appealing because they play some of the top dogs early on. Let's just say Alabama, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Texas Tech. King Ming said, "God, Bama, no way I will root for." He live in Tennessee and won't root for Tennessee. That's crazy work right there. He said, "I love my dogs all day." He said, "I love all the dogs today, no doubt." Let's keep it moving, man. And we got a few more games before I get you guys out here. Michael, the people tell we got number 20 Arkansas versus number 7 Florida. Florida came out of nowhere. We thought that they were done at the beginning of the season. Now they are title contenders to defend the title, but they got to go against that bad man, and there is A Cup. Talk to me. I know you like D cups, but they got to go against A Cup.
There's nothing wrong with a nice A cup. I don't discriminate. It's Radio Tower, Radio Tokyo, whatever we're gonna do. But but today I think all the cups in the world ain't gonna save them. I think that Florida is prime for a March run. This is what they were looking for at the beginning of the season. You guys hear me talk about college basketball in a different way than most sports is like, look, don't come talking to me about who won the Maui Classic and all of this, that. No. Let me know what's happening in February as we move to March. And then we'll see what's happening. That's why the season runs the way it does. So I got Florida rolling Arkansas today.
Okay. TJ, what you like, man? Arkansas, Florida.
I'm going Florida in this one because Florida offenses closes games with pressure and depth, and I don't believe Arkansas has to play near perfect to execute this, get this upset on the road. So I'm going Florida. I do not like the upset right here.
Okay. What do you think, so?
I'm going Gators as well. They're starting to get that swagger back just like they did last year, right before the tournament. They're getting hot at the right time. And maybe Florida, if they can win another championship, maybe they'll be a basketball school instead of a football school. We're going to see.
I think they are a basketball school, but
this will be 4 championships. They win another one, huh?
Yeah, We definitely got to talk about that. But I think I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm going to get Scram. I think A Cup in Arkansas gets the victory because the reason why A Cup is there and Flynn transferred to Florida because he knew A Cup was coming, and I think A Cup is going to show Flynn why he had to transfer in this particular matchup. Because when you see the recruiting boards, Boogie Flynn say, hold on, what the fuck? I ain't about to play. Let me take my ass over to Florida where they lost some of their lead guards and maybe I could be the guy. He's been fantastic for Florida the last 10 or 12 games. He's been fantastic. But A Cup is going to show you why he's a top 5 selection in the NBA draft. And they got some other guys over Richmond. He's been playing very, very good good basketball. So it's not just him over there. It's some other guys. Calipari recruits at a high level, high clip. Arkansas goes on the road to pull the victory. Florida is already cemented in the number 3 spot in this tournament. I think they're fine right there. They got one of the best front lines in basketball. But in this particular game, and they get up and down the court, Arkansas has the advantage. Don't let them get in the half court game because Florida gonna beat you down in the half court game. So I like Arkansas getting in a track meet and beating Florida on the road. Who we got here? We got King Mink said he going with the Gators, and Lester said there's A Cup from his city, Detroit. Let's keep it moving though. Last but not least, I know Mike will definitely enjoy this game. A team that is squarely on the bubble, the Virginia Tech Hoagies are on the bubble at 18-10. They got some decent play, some decent wins. I think they beat Virginia, their arch rival, but now they got to go against the number 18 North Carolina Tar Heels, man. It's a tough task to beat those. Tribble just came off a fantastic 30-point performance. What do you like, Mike, in this one?
Can't hear you, Mike.
Mike. We'll get back to Mike once he gets his mic on. TJ, who you like in this matchup?
My Georgia Techies might look bad or look ugly at me for picking them, but I'm going. Well, UNC should win, but Virginia Tech should be able to hang with them if they play discipline defense and get good production from Hansberry. So, yeah, can't believe I'm saying this, but UNC should get it. UNC should get it.
Okay, so what do you think?
Tar Heels all day. The Hokies going to be getting ready for football season pretty soon, but they're not going to make the tournament. I'm going Tar Heels.
Mike, can you hear us? We still trying to get Mike's mic together, no pun intended. Well, Mike he's going to have to come back in. Well, in this game, I want him because UNC is his team. I think UNC. I think Tribble showed why he stayed in North Carolina. He had the huge shot against his arch rival, the Duke Blue Devils, a few weeks ago. He had 30 points in that game. He carried the team in that particular game. They're still waiting on Wilson to come back. He should be available when they play Duke again, but right now he's not there. I still think North Carolina has enough talent to win this game and start getting ready for the ACC tournament. And, of course, before the ACC tournament, they got to get ready for Duke. I can't wait for that matchup, but I like UNC in the game. Mike, who you like in this matchup?
Come on, we know what time it is. It's almost March, and this is what we do. But I will say this. The best part for Carolina about this game and the next game and the previous game was they're all at Chapel Hill. So playing without Caleb Wilson in Chapel Hill gives them a better chance. Friendly rims, friendly arena, the crowd will be for you. I think that gives them a better chance to win. If this game was at Virginia Tech, I would probably take Virginia Tech if I was betting or telling somebody to bet because I'm always going to take Clay Hills.
Okay. No doubt, man. That's our college basketball portion of the show, man. Let's see. TJ said, Les said TJ played at Georgia Tech. My guy was there at HC a few years back. Yeah, he was there. But I got one more question. That was our college week. We're going to be talking about bubble teams tomorrow because it'll be March 1st. So it's officially March Madness come tomorrow. It don't have to be the tournament for it to be March Madness, guys. Y'all know that. It's once it hit March, you know what time it is. But I got one more question for the NBA. We got the game of the day or game of the night, I would say, in the NBA. Give me y'all thoughts on this one. NBA game of the day, the Los Angeles Lakers are going on the road against the Golden State Warriors. Both teams are going to be without players. We already know it's going to be people sitting down. So I'm not even going to ask Mike first. I'm going to go ahead and ask Soul first on this one. Who you like in this matchup?
If Luka's playing, I guess I'll go with Luka because to beat Golden State. Golden State's got a lot of injured players. I'm gonna go Lakers to bounce back. They've had a little losing streak there. I think they'll get a win today.
Okay, what do you think, Mike? Lakers or Golden State Warriors?
Is Steph Curry playing?
No.
Lakers.
TJ, who you like in this matchup?
Goat James playing?
Is James who?
I said Goat James playing.
Who?
Is he playing?
Who was
Who's
Goat
that?
James?
Who's that?
If Goat James is playing, I'm going Lakers.
Who's Goat James?
We're gonna have to rescind that contract offer that I was talking about. He has to come on with the young people. We got a gang of them already, but you'll fit right into that crew.
To clear it up. Michael Jordan's the greatest player ever. I had a recent what is it called? Epiphany a couple weeks ago. We'll get into that later, but I like to mess with Jody about bringing up LeBron James as the GOAT. So.
And I already told TJ we had a debate on. We had did a show a couple years ago.
I told him, whip him bad.
I told him, don't even compare LeBron to Mike. You need to compare him to Kobe because Kobe's better.
But that's the conversation for another day.
Yeah, we definitely will dive into that. King said he got the Lakers. Lester said he got the Lakers, and I'm also go with the Lakers. The Lakers need to win in the worst way. Somehow they're gonna have to find out how to win because it's gonna be a really early season. LeBron James gonna be able to go and get his body together for year 24, whatever, how many years they're gonna go, because they're gonna go out pretty much in the first round. And they better hope they ain't got to be in a playing game. They better hope that they get a 6 seed or higher. And right now it may not be. They better hope that Dylan Brooks does not get back in the Phoenix Sun uniform soon, because that's the only reason. Minnesota's gonna be in there. Shit, you already know those teams. Shit, Denver, OKC. All those teams gonna be San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio gonna fuck around be the #1 seed, guys. But I got the Lakers in this game. But great show, fellas. So TJ, at the end of every show, man, we have a final thought from our cast members that you get say whatever you want to say, whatever it is that you want to talk about. So I told you that ESPN First Take now they're doing Final Take. I thought that was quite humorous because we've been doing this for over 2 years. It's crazy work. So I'm gonna let you see how it goes. Solo Sports, man, give me your final take as we get out of here.
Final thought, man. I don't like the criticism of Aaron Glenn falling asleep at the combine. The brother is in his 50s, man. Those 50-year-olds need to stick together. So what he closed his eye for a couple of seconds because, the combine is not exciting. I mean, he's watching guys run 40 times. That's not very exciting. I'm pretty sure up in the booth where he was sitting, probably nice and warm. He probably got some nice little cold drinks up there. So, yeah, he closed his eye for a couple of seconds, but I just don't like the way they criticize his brother because he took a little quick nap. I take me a nap every day at lunch. I know what it's like. I feel his pain on that.
No doubt. Hey, Michael, the people said, man, give me a final thoughts. We get out of here.
Since the last time we was on here, the U.S. hockey team won, and I wanted to give a big shout out to them as they set the standard, and now the men's soccer team is on the clock. We have to win gold medals in sports that we like to, suggest that we are dominant in, but you can't be dominant if you don't win the gold medal. So the U.S. men's soccer team, because we know we're going to do basketball, we know the women's are going to win basketball, we know we're going to compete in track. We kind of back where we were with track, even though the Jamaicans have been handing us our ass for almost a decade, but we finally got that back to right. And now the men's soccer team, man, at some point y'all got to step up. So U.S. men's soccer, you're on the clock. You're on the clock.
No doubt. Hey, my man Eagles Philly said, great show. Appreciate my dog coming through, man, blessing us with his presence. Lester said, Detroit basketball, Detroit Lions at the NFL Combine, Detroit Tigers spring training, beginning and continuing dropping sports knowledge to the masses, continue building and improving. Absolutely, Lester, you're a part of the brand, so you say we, don't say us, say we. And then TJ, man, give me your final thought, man.
Cade Cunningham for MVP. MVP. A couple years ago, they were like bottom of the gutter of the league. Now he's showing like, hey, I'm one of the top dogs now. He's putting Detroit on his back, and he's carrying them. He's carrying them for sure.
Okay, I like that because this is where I'm going with this final thought. My final
Mm-hmm.
thought is we talk about guys like Cade Cunningham, potentially Wemby winning the MVP, guys like SGA. Now everybody throwing Jaylen Brown's name into the hat for MVP. But this is what's ironic to me. I said this a couple years ago. I'm gonna say it again. Donovan Mitchell is one of the most disrespected players in all the sports, not just basketball. This guy has done nothing but play fantastic basketball since he was afterthought in the draft, and that's how he went to Utah
Mm-hmm.
out of Louisville. I'm gonna say this: in 2000, the 2020, 2021 season, I think it was shortened, condensed by 10 games because of COVID. They were coming out of COVID, and he took the Utah Jazz and made the Utah Jazz the .1 seed in the Western Conference, and that is with LeBron James on the Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles Lakers at the time. He averaged 26.4 points per game, 5.4 rebounds. His second best player was Rudy fucking Gobert with 14 points a game and 13 rebounds. And all of a sudden, his name was not even in consideration for MVP, but he's doing the same fucking exact thing that Cade Cunningham is doing. He's doing the same exact fucking thing that Jaylen Brown is doing. He took a team that was not supposed to be there and made it. When you're #1 in the Western Conference, it means a little bit more. No disrespect to Detroit being #1 in the Eastern Conference, but we know how difficult it is in the Western Conference. But we're going to start putting some fucking respect on Donovan Mitchell's name because not only did he do that, but he went over to the Eastern Conference where he went to the Cleveland Cavaliers and he had them with the best record in basketball. Is he having success in the playoffs? No, because once again, now he's playing great teams game in and game out, and he has not had the support. Hopefully he does this year with James Harden and Evan Mobley stepping up. Maybe he does this year, but we're gonna start putting some goddamn respect on Donovan Mitchell's name. Cause
I respect it.
this
I
crazy
respect
work.
it.
But that's my take, man, because I'm just getting sick of the blasphemy. We sit up here and not give respect to Donovan Mitchell, but we'll be all on Joker's nuts. I'm thinking at some point the Joker's really good, but is he past that? Because he runs out of it's cool for him to run out of fucking fuel, but it ain't cool for Donovan Mitchell not to get his team to the next level. Now, the only thing that the Joker got is he did win a championship. He did win that championship, so there's nothing we can do.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, so we did this to Westbrook. When Westbrook was putting up them numbers, we was like, oh, that's empty calories, right? Ain't that your shit, TJ? Empty calories?
Empty
I ain't
calories.
forgot.
Empty
I ain't
calories,
forgot.
man. Empty calories.
Donovan Mitchell got to get his team to at least the Eastern Conference Finals this year, and then he'll start getting more love.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but goddamn, like, what else he got to do? Like, to be honest, I think he went to didn't he go to the Western Conference Finals and lost in the bubble?
I don't think so. I don't think
lost in the
so.
bubble. He didn't lose in the bubble. Or no, that was semifinals.
The bubbles don't count anyway, so
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
The bubble
Don't do that. Don't do the bubble.
Rings don't count, brother.
Hey, everybody had an opportunity. They just weren't mentally tough enough.
That's me and TJ. We agree on that. We don't agree on a lot, but we agree on that. Lester said outstanding. TJ Eagles Philly said yes. The men's hockey team went to the White House, and the weirdo fake commander in chief fed the McDonald's flavored is getting ready to host the women's hockey team, and you know they will be eating better in Las Vegas, Nevada. We ain't eating that trash. Why are you feeding kids? Why are you feeding anybody McDonald's at the White House?
That's what that's how he eats though. He eats McDonald's. He feeds the same shit he eats.
But so it ain't about you.
I know, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Hey man, it's great being back, man. We're gonna have great stuff tomorrow. We back at 11:30. We'll be talking everything, especially the bubble. The bubble is USC is on the bubble. Ohio State is on the bubble. Texas is on the bubble. I can't wait to talk about these teams whose bubbles are going to burst. I'm your host, Jody Coleman from Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut. We're here with my man, TJ Barnes, former NFL standout. I'm going to call it what it is, man. Jaguar, Jet, Chief, Bills. He did it all, man. XFL champion, man. I appreciate you coming through. And I'm hoping that you can come back, man. You're welcome anytime. And actually, once you're ready, you'll be a part of Against the Grain Sports when you're ready.
Hey, send me my contract, man. I'm ready to sign on the dotted line.
Hey, you already know I'm gonna hit you up, man. We got my man Jarrell Soul on Sports Glenn all the way from San Antonio, Texas, man. This guy is dropping knowledge and gems, and this nigga is the pettiest nigga that I've ever met in my fucking life, man. Y'all gotta pay attention because this nigga be saying some stuff, but that's my guy, man. That's my brother, man. We got Michael the People Champ. Man, you already know what he do, man. You know, he brings the thunder every show. He's gonna be my antagonist my whole fucking life, man. I don't think I came out. Every time I seen this nigga, always got to disagree with me. I don't know what that's about, man. He know I'm right. And then we got Ray Mornings of Barbara Lindsay in his absent. My brother Jason the Hefty Lefty, Andrew mic'd up, man. He's doing daddy duty. Donald, the voice of the youth, man. He's actually at a game. He has a senior day. That's why he couldn't be on the show today. You know, we got Lester Johnson, the proven winner over there, man. You already know he's out in Phoenix, but he's from Detroit. And we can't do none of this, so TJ, without my man Jay Kane, the chef, cooking it up in the kitchen, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he do, man. And this is how we end the show. So until tomorrow, what we doing, man?
We working, baby.
See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Yes, sir.